Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole and this is Crochet Happy I Am. Today we've got a little fun updated baseball good news. Michael Cruz back in August, he had posted a video on his Instagram of him and his wife having a gender reveal party. And so his wife tossed a ball to him and he hit it with a bat with a solid swing and it puffed pink. Well, earlier this month of January, she was born. So I just wanted to say congratulations to Michael Cruz and his wife for having their first baby girl. So in today's tutorial, I do wear scrubs to work. I am a dental assistant. And so I thought, why not dust off some of those old scrubs in the back of your closet that you just don't wear anymore because they faded and give them new life. Or if you're just someone who really wants a specific type of scrub but you haven't found one out there that you like the style, or like me, you just can't afford to spend $30 on just a shirt. Like, no offense, Grey's Anatomy, but that's a hefty price tag. So why not just go to a local, your Walmart or thrift store, or discount those, what is it, 5 t-shirts for $10 places. Go to any of those places and purchase a plain, basic $5-10 scrub shirt in the color that you want, and then go to any of your fabric stores, Joann's, M&L, whatever fabric store is local to where you are located. I'm here in Southern California, so for me it's an M&L, Discount Fabrics, and also Joann's. That's where I go. I also purchased from another company, a lady named Donna. She owns her own fabric company up in Oregon. She's got videos and she's got some really nice fabric, so I've purchased from her too. The only problem with ordering your fabric online is you can't touch it first and feel how it's going to work. So a lot of times you're purchasing and hoping it's going to work for your project. So for me, I ordered my sports fabrics, so I had to wait, but it finally came in, and I've had this old blue scrub shirt sitting in my closet, and I like wearing it, but I'm not the type of person that likes just wearing plain colored scrub shirts. I like the fun, bright, colorful things that are really gonna make, like, when my child patients come in, they're comfortable. I just love being colorful. So I bought my fabric and figured it out and pieced together. So today on this video, I'm going to show you how to alter your scrub shirts to do this yourself. And so my blue scrub shirt that was plain is now for my cowboys. So I did the neck and I also did the pockets. The great thing is you are not taking anything apart. No disassembling whatsoever. So if you're a beginner, don't panic. It's really easy. Take time. Take your time. Be patient. But just know you're not disassembling. So last night, after I finished making it, I took a picture, posted it in my Cowboys group fan page that I was in. This morning, the likes and the comments just went crazy. So the final count that I got of all the likes was 1,984. So, and in over 50 different comments. I did post back replying to a lot of the people because everybody was like, oh, I want one, oh, I want one. I went ahead and I posted to come see this video so they can watch, learn, and make it themselves. I went to go check it, and I'm no longer a part of the group. I was kicked out. I don't know if they're upset that I advertised my YouTube channel. I think that's what it is. I don't know. But so if you're one of the people that I recommended to come watch, thank you very much for your support. And I can't post in the group anymore. I've been kicked out. So anyways, so let's get started. The supplies that you're going to need is a plain scrub shirt, the fabric of your choice. And so for this next one, I'm going to show you. Got everything set up because I've already done the Cowboys. I'm going to do my hockey team now. So don't get mad because I have my team. So plain black scrub top. Just plain black. Same neckline, the V. 2 pockets at the waist. And my fabric is the Kings. I'm a Kings fan. So you don't need a lot of fabric either. Honestly, it's less than what's called a fat quarter. Fabric stores only allow you to cut the smallest at 1 yard, but sometimes for some fabrics you can actually only get half a yard. So if you don't do a whole lot of sewing, only getting a half yard may help. So don't get upset, don't get discouraged, because yeah, just half a yard if they allow it. Otherwise, stay tuned. I might make a video doing masks or some other sewing project that you may say, hey, I like that. Now I have that extra fabric left over. Just don't think you're going to waste money and throw it away. Hold on to it because something could happen. You might see somebody else's video with an idea. Or even make a scrub cap to match it. You know, there's all kinds of ideas, so please don't feel like you're just throwing money away, okay? So, fabric, scrub shirt. Thread color to match that you want. I want it to blend and not really be seen, so I'm going with black. You can do either a rotary cutter or scissors, whichever preferred. I like these. But you still need your scissors either way. Whichever way you cut your fabric, you're still going to need your scissors because you're going to be trimming thread ends off. There's also a couple times that you'll see I'll snip some excess fabric off. You're also going to need pins to pin your fabric in place, and your measuring tape, and a thread puller. I actually had to use this on the Cowboys one because in the pocket when I got all finished, it bunched up some of the fabric, and so I went back there and popped some of the threads to release that extra stitching that I accidentally did. So let's go ahead and I'm going to change the angle. I've already pre-cut my fabric, so I'm going to change the angle, pull up my sewing machine, and we'll get started and I'll show you how to do this. And if you like the project, please subscribe. Also like this video, helps me out tremendously. And click the notification bell, and that way anytime I upload a new video, you'll get the little pop-up notification. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with showing you how I measured the collar area and in the pockets. So the first thing I did was I took my measuring tape and I measured from right here on the edge down. straight down. And it came to 10 inches. But because you need seam allowance, I measured it to be at 11. Same thing for this side. Same thing, 11. But then this one, there's a stitch already in the shirt right here, so you can't go back. Once I had noticed that, then I was like, oh, that's going to change my measurement. So now instead of measuring to the point, I actually measured to the seam line, which was 9. So then I need this piece to be only 10 inches long because of that seam allowance. So this side's going to be 10 inches, this side's going to be 11 inches, and both of them width-wise from this outer seam is 1.5 inches. I doubled it because you're going to you need seam allowance, plus also you're going to fold over and stitch on the inside. And if you're a visual learner like me, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I did it right up against that edge so it's nice and clean, and sewed on the inside. So that way when you're wearing it and you move, it still shows the illusion of this is the collar, not the original collar. I just covered it. Up top, same thing. I just did right along the edge. Right along the edge. It's not 100% perfect, but I'm not a professional, so I'm just creative. So then I skip this pocket and I only do these bottom ones, and same thing, I just measured her from the edge over, adding an extra inch for seam allowance, so there's 8 inches wide from the top of the pocket to the bottom. This one I went ahead and just did 10 inches long, and because we know that both pockets are exactly the same, why measure twice? So I went ahead and pre-cut my fabric. Cutting mat, these clear rulers are wonderful. Cutting mat I ordered off of Joann's website, and my cutting ruler, I got lucky, and I have a really awesome mother-in-law, and she gave it to me. So, but you can order these on Joann's website, any sewing store. So I have my 2 collar pieces. This is the smaller one, so this is the one that's going to get tucked under, and my 2 pockets. So, like I said, not a whole lot of fabric that's going to be used in this project. So let's get pinning. Okay, so from this angle, I'm going to show you how I iron and pin together at the same time. So I've got everything, my ironing board, everything's prepped. So I like kind of right here, because then I kind of get everything. So the first thing, okay. So on the wrong side of your fabric, I'm just going to kind of eyeball. We're just going to fold it in a little bit to make a seam line. is just place it and okay. So now once I've done this, I'm actually eyeballing where the next crease is going to be, which is going to be right there, and then I roll it just to go with the flow of the shoulder piece. I'm going to hold that right there, just like that. Grab my iron. Like so. Give it a nice steam so it locks into place. Okay, now it's pinned, and so now I will take this part to the sewing machine and I'm just going to stitch right up on the edge to secure it onto the shirt. Okay, so for my sewing, because you want your thread in the back, I have gotten used to having a piece of scrap fabric that what I will do is I will run a stitch down and to leave it there so that way my thread will stay heavy to the back and not get tangled up in my stitches. So I'm going to use just a straight stitch and I'm going to make it length of on the 2. So once I've got that, I'll pull it back as a weight anchor. So now we can start stitching. I've also learned that when I made the blue one, the Cowboys, this extra piece right here made it very difficult to move the shirt around, so I'm going to take it off. Okay, so when you get to the end of your stitch, always remember to snip off your extra at the end. This is the part I was telling you about where you're going to cut off extra pieces. Obviously, you don't want that there. So you just kind of pinch it in your fingers. Actually, let's do it this way. Just like that. Which actually, I can get a little bit closer, I think. Okay. So I did not tack down this part yet because we're going to iron and pin some more. So we're going to move this again. Okay, so I took that corner and I folded it under to match along with the pre-existing stitch that's there. Okay. I'm just going to iron right there. Just to kind of get that right there. Like so. Flip this over. So obviously you've got enough to go here. So from the back side, it's like that. But nobody wants to just look at that, so we're going to fold it, fold your raw side down. So, keeping in mind this crease for the point. we've got the first part of the collar on. It's very simple. And on the inside, we only had to do the one stitch because it's folded. If you're concerned about possibly fraying in the wash later, if you want to, you can flip this out a little bit and just kind of sew a secure stitch. Or if you have what's called a pinking shear, and those are those scissors that have this, I don't know if you can see that, but scissors that look like this. You cut the edge of your fabric and it makes it to where the fabric won't fray after wash and whatnot. Totally up to you. So go ahead and continue watching. We're going to do the other side of the collar. Okay, so now we are going to iron and pin the other side of the collar. So same as we did for this side. This is going to be the edge to here, so we need to roll it like we did last time. But this time you're going to roll it more than the first one because you have what's called a raw edge, and that's just not pretty. Okay, so we've got it pinned, and we're gonna sew right on the very edge like we did this time, but this time right here your fabric ends. We're gonna curl this under after it's sewn and then iron it, of course, to match. This is a tricky part, so don't get frustrated. Just be patient with yourself. Keep maneuvering your fabric. I'm simply just kind of rolling it until I see that line. So I'm almost there, but it's starting to get affected by this pin. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. There we go, so I have more space. A little bit more, almost there. Hey, that worked. Okay, we're gonna pin it. Okay. Now for this top part, which we're going to end up ironing, so I'm going to roll my shirt a little bit, if it will let me. Okay, so go ahead and start up here. Don't stitch across the top. You're going to start here. You're going to stitch all the way down, get to here, and then pivot and come up, and then back stitch. And then once you're done, then you're going to cut your thread, come up here, and do the top stitch. Once you're done with that, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so this side is stitched on, and I know I said to start here and come down, but when I tried to do that, it was hard. So I actually started here, went down to my point, did my pivot, and went up and then across, and then did my tack stitch. So this is where we're at so far. Now we're going to turn it, and you're going to have the fold, which is good. You want that. So it's going to match with the rest of the collar. So again, like we did on the other side, we're going to fold down, iron it, fold again, pin, and sew. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and sew this part down right along the edge, matching your other collar. Okay, so we are finished with the collar. I am so excited and happy. It looks amazing. Not to toot my own horn, but it almost looks like I might be a professional. So here's what it looks like. So neat. I love it. Oh, I'm so proud of me. So it's really easy, can be frustrating. If you're still trying to figure this out and do it for yourself, hang in there. It'll get easier. So now I just love it. But we got to do the pockets. So let's scooch on down to the pocket. Now this is the part where I said there's no disassembling. And I know you're probably thinking, well, shouldn't you take off the existing pocket and add in the new pocket? And my answer to that is no. I actually put the fabric right on top of the existing, just like the collar. I kind of like the idea because then that way your pocket will seem stronger. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm one of those people that while the doctor is sitting with the patient talking, if I'm standing and I just have to be off to the side because say it's just a basic exam, I'll have my hands in the pockets, and I don't do it on purpose. It's more like a subconscious thing that happens, but I stick my fingers in the corners and I just kind of flip my hands around. A fidget thing, I guess. So, hey, if you do it too, tell me so in the comments so I don't feel like the only weird person on the planet. Yeah, kind of a weird thing, but I hope I'm not the only person that does that. Please let me know. See, now I'm thinking. Thinking's not good when it comes to weird, quirky things. We all have quirky habits. That's one of mine. Please tell me I'm not alone. Okay, let's stop thinking about that and let's make pockets. Okay, now to make the pockets. So this part you want to make sure you iron the shirt first, because that way increases won't mess with how well the fabric lays down on the existing pocket. So the first step is taking your pockets over here and seeing where you want the pattern of the fabric itself to line up with the pocket itself and be displayed. We're going to measure to make sure that it'll still cover. And it does. Okay. Yay. I'm so excited. Okay. Now, yes, I did not do the top yet because we're going to do the same thing that we did with the collar, where I folded it over. And then I'll show you how to deal with these corners. But first we're going to pin. Okay, so now that the sides are pinned, now I'm going to show you the top. So, like I said, we're not taking anything apart. This side is great because it's not sewn shut, but this side is. So, now we're here, and conveniently, this is lined right along the black line right there. Just going to take your scissors. You're going to cut right like that. Take this little tab. And fold it in just like that. So let's go ahead and sew this up, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so the first pocket is done, and it's on. Yay. So there it is. Now if you notice right here in the corner, it bunches. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. You're going to turn to the inside of the shirt. And if you tug on it, you will see, I know it's black, it's hard to see. Gosh, Nicole, why were you doing black? Because I wanted to. Anyways, so yeah, it's tiny, I know, hard to see. But when you do it on your own shirt, you'll be able to see it, I promise. And it's usually one or two stitches, not a big deal. So you're going to take your thread popper. Just like that. Crease disappears and it's flat again. Problem solved. Okay, so all I did on the pocket to stitch is I did the outer stitch all the way around, and then came back, went down, went across, back up, and across, did my tack stitch, finished. Once I finished that, then the pocket, it's tight, but like I said, that's how you get that extra stitch that makes that bunch. But you can do this however you want. You don't have to do the same space that I did. If you want to go wider, knock yourself out. Get creative. That's the whole point of this, is to be creative. Okay, so what I did was I sewed to where the top line was on the other side of my presser foot. So as I was going, so this is the width that I used, was the width of my presser foot. The other ones are a little bit smaller. I just eyeballed. But yeah. So go ahead and do the other pocket, exactly the same way. And I'll meet you back at when we're done with the other pocket. Okay, so we are finished. Yes. Okay. So here is the final product. How awesome is that? Look at that. So there's the collar and the pockets. I am extremely impressed with myself, not only because did I make it once, but now I've done it twice, and of course, I'm going to do it a third time. Yes, I got the red one. So, question. Do I use blue background or red background? Please comment down below. Tell me which one you guys think, and whichever one wins the most by, let's say, next weekend. Then I will do it in red or blue on the red for the angels. So vote down below in the comments, and that way I know which color to do. All the way around, this was really fun. I'm glad I could help teach something new, give you ideas for how to take an old shirt you've had forever or an inexpensive new one and make it your own. So, like always, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell. That way, anytime I upload anything new, you will get the notification. Other than that, thank you guys, and have a good week. And I'm off to Facebook to go find a new Cowboys group to be a fan with. Bye!